these are the supplies you're going to need today. Up on the counter, you're going to see that there are some packs of watercolor pencils. These happen to be made by a company called Generals. These are Kimberly watercolor pencils. We're also going to use this pencil, which is a Sketch and Wash pencil, also water soluble. All of these pencils will smear when you add water to them or blend. You can paint with them, you can make them look really beautiful. But you also will need a selection of regular colored pencils that are not water soluble, so that some of the things you draw will not smear when you add water to it. You want to only put the water soluble colors in places that you want it to look like paint later, right? You're also going to need an empty cup. This is to put your pencil shavings in, because I guarantee you're going to need to sharpen your pencils today. And inside your pack, there's also a nice little pencil sharpener, which has a very sharp blade. So when you need to sharpen your pencils, you can do that and make sure all the shavings go in the cup and not in the black tray, okay? The black tray is just there for you to keep your stuff in, okay? So that's that. I do want you to see how these pencils work before you get started today, just so you know how dark to shade things when you want to paint with them, how lightly you really just need to touch the pencil or the paper. So here is the Sketch and Wash pencil. When you draw with it, it looks, oh, of course. When you draw with it, it looks just like a regular pencil, right? It has that graphite look. It's kind of shiny, just like graphite is. But when you add water to it, it turns into a nice inky wash. So when you draw with it, there you go. Let me zoom in so you can kind of see that a little bit better. If I shade with it lightly, I get that kind of a look. And if I shade with it dark, push down a little harder, really, really fill it. You can see that's what it looks like. It's kind of like a regular pencil. And you can blend it with your finger too, like just like a regular pencil. So I'm gonna add water to that in a minute just to let you see how that's gonna look, but let me also show you some of the colors so that you can see the difference between how these react to water and how the colors react to water. So if I draw some lines, and then if I shade kind of dark to light, looks like that. That's purple, and let's try the yellow so you can see a little comparison of a light color to a dark color. Okay, so that's my little shading. Now, if I take a paintbrush and some water, by the way, later when we actually do start painting, you need to be careful that you don't dip your paintbrush into the shavings cup, okay? And that you don't get any water into the shavings cup, because that's gonna be a hot mess. If you do on accident, you must clean it up and dry out the shavings cup. The shavings cups are gonna be in a different place from the water cups. But we are not gonna paint today, you guys. We're not gonna add water to this today. We're only gonna draw today. But if I take this paintbrush with water, you can see how that just kind of fades it out. You get a little light gray color. You can still sort of see the lines though, right? Now if I do it over here, you can see how just a little bit of shading, that was my light shaded strip, right? How that turns really dark. And then over here, you can see again that the pencil lines don't really disappear. Of course, I have a lot of graphite still on my pencil there. So let's, my paintbrush. I rinsed off my paintbrush, and now look at that. Whoa, do you see how dark that is? So I want you to be careful with how much Sketch and Wash you use in your haunted house, because even though, yes, it's nighttime, you want things to be dark, you still have to go kind of easy with it. Otherwise, your whole entire painting will be black, and that will not be fun. Okay, let's see what happens with the colored. Oh, look at that. Yes, it almost erases all of the pencil lines completely. You can still sort of see them, but not super much. Look at that, nice and bright. And it basically looks like you painted it and that you didn't draw it at all. Rinse my brush, let's try the yellow. Look at that, whew, that yellow is really strong. So you can see how nice that's gonna be on your painting.